These are some of the websites that I made using Cloud Code. You can also build these kinds of professional websites without any technical knowledge, and you can earn thousands of dollars by building and selling these websites. In this video, I will teach how to build these kinds of professional websites step by step using Cloud Code. Today, I will mainly focus on building simple professional static websites that you can use as a starting point for your clients. These websites can be useful for small businesses such as restaurants, gyms, small hotels, photographers, and more. So these are the steps that we will follow in this video. Installation and setup, understand website structure, build the website, and deployment. First of all, you need a Cloud account. So go to the website and create your Cloud account by using Gmail or using your email ID. Then choose your plan. There are free, Pro and Max plans. I highly recommend to use Pro plan. Now we need an IDE. We are using an IDE to interact with Cloud Code and also to edit the files. You can use a different IDE like VS Code or Anti-Gravity. I am using VS Code here. To install it, go to their official website and download VS Code. Once you have done your installation, open the VS Code and go to extensions and search for Cloud Code for VS Code. Install this extension. Now you can see a Cloud Code icon here. Once you click on it, it will show the Cloud chat window and it will show like this. If you click on it, it will redirect to your account to authorize. Once you have done this, it will show the chat window like this. So you cannot see this window with a free plan. So I am using a Cloud Pro plan here. So these are the setup that we need. VS Code, Cloud Code extension for VS Code, then Cloud Pro plan. Now we can start building the website. Before that, we need to understand the structure of the website. Today, creating a basic website is very easy. A single prompt in ChatGPT or Claude can generate a complete website where we can simply ask Claude to generate the HTML, CSS and JavaScript in a single file. And within seconds, the website is ready. But when we open it in a browser, it usually looks very basic. It has all common sections, but nothing makes it stand out. In many cases, it looks like a low-effort website. So in this video, we will learn how to build websites that look modern and professional using Cloud Code. Before we start building a complete web application, creating a static website will help us to understand three important concepts: how a modern website is structured, how a design is converted into code, how a website is deployed on the internet. A static website is perfect for learning because it only focuses on the front end. There is no database, no backend, no server-side complexity. This allows us to focus completely on layout, user experience, interactions, and performance. So our goal is not just to build another web page. First, we will understand what makes a website look professional. Once we understand these design principles, it becomes much easier to get Cloud Code to generate high-quality websites. So let's start by understanding how a typical website is structured. The first section in a website is the hero section. It is the first thing visitors see, and its purpose is to explain what the product and immediately grab the user's attention. So this is a sample website that I created to show different sections of the website. In this website, this is the hero section. Mostly you can see some images, videos or sliding images in this section. Then we have features section, which highlights the main capabilities and benefits of the product. Here we can clearly show how the product works. We can also include social proof such as testimonials, the number of users, ratings, or well-known client logos. These elements help build trust and credibility. At the end, we need a clear call to action, telling visitors what they should do next, whether that's a signing up, joining a waitlist, or booking a demo, or contacting the business. And finally, we have the footer, which usually contains contact information, useful links, legal information, and other secondary content. Now, tools like Claude Code can generate this entire structure very quickly. But our job is not simply to tell AI to build a website. We need to decide which sections are actually necessary, how the information should flow, what users should see first, and what actions we want to take. The next important part is design and visual direction. When working with Claude Code, we should be very specific about the style that we want instead of giving a vague prompt like create a website for our product. For example, we could ask for a minimal SaaS design, a dark modern dashboard, a clean and spacious style, or a glass morphism based interface. Each design direction creates a completely different look and feel. Another powerful technique is giving Claude a reference website. We can tell it to use a particular website as an inspiration and adapt that design to our own product. Or you can give an image of that website that you want. This gives Claude a much clearer visual direction and usually produces a result that is closer to what we are looking for. We should also establish a consistent design system as well. Professional websites don't randomly choose fonts, colors, spacing, and layouts. They follow a set of visual rules. We can ask Claude to maintain consistent typography, a defined color palette, proper spacing, grid layouts, etc. Without these rules, a website can quickly look messy with inconsistent fonts, spacing, and colors. But when we give Claude a clear design guidelines, the entire website feels much more consistent and professionally designed. Next, we can add animations and interactions. Modern websites are not completely static. Even simple websites can include smooth scrolling, hover effects, fade-in animations, animated counters, etc. These details may seem small, but they can make a website feel much more modern and engaging. And Claude can help us implement many of these interactions using CSS, JavaScript, or lightweight animation libraries. The key is not to add animations everywhere, but use them where they improve the user experience. We also need to make sure the website is responsive. It should work properly on desktop, tablets, and mobile phones. Even though Claude can generate responsive layouts automatically, we still need to review things like text readability, spacing, and how different sections behave on smaller screens. And finally, we need to think about performance. A website can look amazing, but if it takes too long to load, users will leave. So we need to optimize images, avoid unnecessary scripts, and make sure the pages load quickly. Once everything works properly on our local machine, the next step is deployment, putting the website online so that anyone can access it. With AI-assisted development, deployment can become a normal part of our workflow rather than something that feels like a completely separate technical challenge. So now that we understand the structure, design, interactions, responsiveness, performance, and deployment, now let's actually build a professional website using Claude Code. In this video, I am going to create a landing page for a gym called FitForce Gym, a modern fitness center. The first thing that I will do is create a folder on my computer where all the files and documents related to the website to be added. I created the folder and added to VS Code workspace. When Claude creates scripts, it will add it inside this folder. Before we start writing any code, we should first have a clear understanding of our product and what we want the website to communicate to visitors. Here it is the gym. Next, we will prepare a gym overview document. This document contains everything Claude needs to understand about the gym, which includes gym overview, classes and programs, trainers, membership plans, benefits, etc. Instead of explaining the gym details in every prompt, we will simply place this document inside our project folder so Claude can refer to it and whenever it needed. You can also create a document based on your product and you can share it to Claude. Now we can open the project in VS Code and start working with Claude Code. Our first prompt will be intentionally very simple. We are not going to ask Claude to create a beautiful website right away. Instead, we will ask it to create a basic structure of the landing page. At this stage, our goal is to make sure the website communicates the gym's story correctly. We will work on the design, colors, animations, and overall visual experience in the next steps. So my prompt is create a HTML website for a gym. It is a well-known gym. For now, I only want a good structure. We will bring the design elements later. While building website, make sure hero section about the gym, classes and programs, trainers, membership plans, testimonials. And you can also refer the documents for the gym details. To give Claude access to our gym information, we will use the add symbol so that Claude will then show us the files available in the project folder. And we can select our gym overview document. Claude will read the document and understand about the product, its services, membership plans, and other details. It will then use that information to create the basic HTML structure to our landing page. Open the index.html inside our project folder. It will open in your default browser. At this point, we have a clean structural foundation of our website, but you can see it seems to be very basic page without any color or theme, just the skeleton with structure. Now, instead of trying to do everything at once, we will gradually improve this basic structure and turn into a modern, professional looking gym website in the next steps. At this point, we have two options. We can give Claude a simple prompt like make the website look better. Claude will automatically improve the design based on its understanding. However, if we want the website to match our exact vision, we should provide detailed design instructions instead of leaving the creative decisions to AI. So our prompt is redesign the existing Fit for Gym website with a dark, premium, energetic fitness aesthetic. Use bold, premium typography, strong visual hierarchy, generous spacing and high quality gym imagery, and controlled red-orange decorative glows and subtle gradients to create depth without overloading them. As you can see it doing the changes. Here I am doing the auto mode so that it won't ask me for permissions to write and edit the files. But you can change this option over here so that it will ask permissions before doing anything. So let's wait for the output. So as you can see, Claude completed the design changes. It summarized the changes that it made in the files. So the website now becomes a dark theme. It has a glow effect in the cards. It also has all the content that we specified in the doc as well. Now I want to add more changes. I need a background video in the hero section that plays in a loop. Also, I need a few images that show people doing exercises in the gym. Also, I need to add the images of the trainees as well. To enhance the website with these changes, I am adding a new prompt mentioning about the background video in the hero section and the images across different sections that I need, including the trainers' names and images. So I added that prompt. In this case, if you are building a website for a real client, they mostly provide these kind of images. Then you can place those images inside the project folder. For example, let's say trainers images. For that, create a folder inside the project called trainers images. Then place those images inside it. For hero section, add another folder and place those images inside it. And in the prompt, specify these folders and tell Claude to use that images while building the website, so that it will use those images while building the website. In my case, the Claude reading images from the internet and using those images. So the changes were completed and Claude shared the summary here. Here, as you can see, it added the background video playing in loop and other images for different sections, basically for the classes and programs, and also the images of the trainees as well. So we got the result that we expected in this output. The overall result looks good, but I don't like the dark theme. So I am going to change the dark theme to a bright theme. Basically, I want a light, bright premium theme. Also, I want to add a 5-star rating in the testimonial section. So I am going to give a prompt based on that. Redesign the existing website with a bright, light premium fitness theme and not a dark theme. And add a 5-star rating for each testimonial section. And I will give the prompt. So it started doing the changes. So here it completed the changes and shared the summary. If you refresh the browser, you can see the changes. Now it becomes a light bright theme without changing any structure or content. Now the website looks more professional and beautiful. So if I check the website, everything looks perfect with no other changes. Also, if you check the testimonial section, you can see the 5-star rating as well. So totally the website looks good for me. but I want to add few more changes. I want to add one more training section on the website, that is boxing and its details. And also I want to make the testimonial section as a slider. So here is my prompt. Add a new boxing card to the existing classes and programs, and also add the description for the boxing card. Then I mentioned to change the testimonial section to a slider or a carousel, including client photos and training. Now we can run this prompt. Claude completed the task and shared the summary. Here you can see the changes. It added new boxing section with details and an image, which looks good. Now we can check the testimonial section. Here also it changes to a slider, which looks better. So the changes that we mentioned were reflected in the website. Now I want one more change. It is the website gallery. So I want to add a modern gallery to show the photos inside the gym. So here I am giving a prompt for that. For now, I am using the images from the internet rather than using my own images. In the prompt, I specifically mentioned how the gallery should work, like display the active image prominently in the center with the previous and next images partially visible on both sides with a subtle 3D perspective effect, and add smooth transition and navigation arrows. So that is my prompt. For this, you can use your own images while building this gallery. Now we can run this prompt. So as you can see, it added a beautiful 3D gallery with navigation, and it's also auto playing as well. Similarly, you can also add the gallery and transition that you need in your website. Depending on the type of product and the target audience, we can continue experimenting with different visual ideas. If you are building a website for enterprise users, a clean and distraction-free design usually works best because the focus is on understanding the product. On the other hand, if your audience is general consumers, adding images, illustration, or video can make the website more engaging and help communicate the product more quickly. The next step is making the website responsive. A professional website should look good on desktop, tablets, and mobile devices. So we need to make the website responsive. Also, before publishing the website, it is a good practice to perform one final cleanup. So we can ask Claude to remove unused CSS, clean up redundant code, optimize JavaScript, improve overall code quality, etc. Once these changes are complete, we can open the browser's developer tool and preview the website across multiple devices. As we switch between different screen sizes, we can verify that the layout, spacing, and navigation are automatically adapted to each device. Once everything is ready, the final step is deployment. There are many platforms that allows us to host static websites, including Netlify, Vercel, Render, Railway, GitHub Pages, etc. For a simple static website, Netlify is one of the easiest options. After signing in, we can either connect a Git repository or simply drag and drop our project directly into Netlify. Once you sign in the Netlify account, go to Project. There you can see the option to upload folder. Once the folder is uploaded, Netlify automatically builds the project and provides the live URL. Now we can make the website public so that everyone can see your website. If we already own a custom domain, we can easily connect it through Netlify domain management settings, allowing the website to be accessed through our own domain name. And that is the complete workflow. Using Claude Code, we built a professional website and deployed in the internet, all in a relatively short time. You can also build and sell websites like this even if you don't have years of programming experience. With tools like Claude Code, building a professional website has become much easier than before. If you are a beginner, as an initial step, find some local customers like restaurant, cafes, photographers, and build websites for them for a small amount. After building a solid portfolio, you can start targeting larger opportunities by creating profiles on platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, etc. So I hope this video is helpful. In the upcoming videos, I will show how to make a dynamic website. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.